go. Got to remember to turn the music down. What's up, everybody? Oh, what do we have? Tuesday, March 5th. Wow, what a day. What a day. All right, good to see everyone in here. Hey, thank you for being here early, and I apologize for being a little late, but uh, try raising a 4-year-old and being on time. All right, let's see. So we're going to say hello to everyone here. Rochelle D, welcome in, Rochelle. Rochelle, welcome in. And Noe's in. Carol Lippincott, welcome in, Carol. Freckle Joy, all right, welcome in, Freckled. And Louise Cuevas, welcome in, Louise. All right. Michelle, welcome in, Michelle. All right, let's see. Trying to get things together here so I can get the show started. Apologize. All right. Now, Four Pits, welcome in, Four Pits. Four Pits, welcome in. All right, who else is in here? Marcel. What up, Marcel? All right. Just to be clear for everyone, Jay's hoodie was orange, and I manipulated the photograph to turn it into some more vibrant pinkish hue, and more vibrant colors. So, yeah, I got to take credit for that one. Who else is in here? Blondie 22, welcome in, Blondie. Welcome in, Blondie. Trying to get something going here. Let's see. I can't do everything very quickly, but I get everything done eventually. Let's see. I get this over that way. All right, now let's see what we have. Bobby Smith says not getting anything. I don't know what you mean, Bobby. I'm not getting it either sometimes. All right, so there we go. I think that's everyone in the chat. Hey, if you're just watching, go ahead and jump on in the chat. Hey, it's my brother calling me. Can't take the call. Okay, can't take the call. Sorry, brother. All right. All right. Yeah, it's a crazy it's chaos over here. Let's see. Yeah, so I was saying, if you're in the chat, if you're in the audience, come on and join the chat. Please jump in the chat. It's going to be a nice show today. Let's see what we can get done. Welcome in, JoJo. Welcome in. And all right, so a lot of tasks that I have to perform on the fly here to do what I want to do. Let's see. First of all, we're going to say, hey, hey, Noe and Jay, you might want to try to get onto StreamYard now. I dropped the link in your text messages, Noe. So, Noe, see if you can connect through the link I sent. Let's see if that works. But, oh, welcome in, Diamond Eyes. All right, JoJo, Diamond Eyes, Blondie 22, Rochelle, everyone's in here. Four Pits. All right. Now, I got a couple awesome announcements. Look, we have a very special guest coming on with some really interesting information this week. You're going to be really glad to see him, and I'm not advertising it before. It's going to be a surprise special guest, so get ready to have a wonderful time. We're doing a 3-part show with my special guest who's coming. We're going to be doing a 3-episode interview with my special guest, and I'm working on getting all that together. You know, it's a little much with the logistics to get all this going, especially in a 3 episode series. But I'm getting my buddy together so that I can bring him on, and we're going to do a 3-day episode or a 3-day interview presentation, and you're going to be excited about that. Another thing I'm very excited for. Let me see if I can drop this link. Um, now I'll drop this link here. I have created a site for my photography, and I'd like to invite everyone to go over there to my site. It's called the slash prof, uh, or is it a dash? The dash prof dot pixels.com. And when you go over there, what you're going to see is it's like you can go click on it now and go check it out. It's some of my best photographs from Delphi. Uh, it, presented in a way that you can purchase prints. Okay, so you can purchase either straight up prints, you can purchase canvas prints, wood prints. Uh, I shopped around for about a month to try to find the best provider for you guys in case anyone would like some art from Delphi. So, like I said, I took some of my best photographs from Delphi, put them up there, and I'll be updating it. But over here in the profpixels.com, prof.pixels.com. Check out the link here. I'll put it on the screen. You'll be able to go check out some of my photography and artwork, and hopefully you love it. All right, so today, let's talk about today. Today, what we have for you, you might have seen in the thumbnail. It's we have retired Master Trooper Jay back with Noe. And what we're going to do is quite a lot of discussion about the spirit box. Okay, so this is what you do. You take this has been a long process. Okay, so we're going all the way back to this summer. So it's a lot of ground we got to cover tonight, and hopefully you guys can stick with us and really understand what's going on. But so what we'll be doing. I made you guys aware, and I posted a video with some highlights from the Spirit Box session that Colin and Connor did. Okay, Colin and Connor went out to Delphi, and oddly enough, the day after Noe and Jay had gone. So you may recall the last Spirit Box episode that I posted, in which they went to Delphi, they walked the long trail, they went down to the crime scene. They did all of this, that, and the other, right? Okay, so they went all over the crime scene, and then they also went over to Wilson Bridge, and I made a very nice video about that. And that particular video, in case you're interested, let me tell you what it's called. It's called Noe J and the Spirit Box: A Visit to Delphi. Okay, so this Noe J and the Spirit Box: A Visit to Delphi. It was done a couple days before the 7th anniversary of the girls' murders, and oddly enough, okay, Colin and Connor went out there the very next day, and but interestingly enough, they went at night, so they did a nighttime session over on the High Bridge, and in the most recent video I released regarding the Spirit Box, called the Spirit Box Sessions Checkmate Delphi, featuring the Paranormal Files. I highlighted some of their session there, and you may remember going all the way back. We had a couple other videos from Noe and Jay's other sessions, and those were both at the crime scene and at the Wilson Bridge. So we're going on now quite a number of sessions out there at the trails at Delphi. Now, what the purpose of today's show is sort of to go back and talk about some of those sessions, but even more importantly, hold on a second, please. Oddly enough, when we took a look at Colin and Connor's session, we were just dumbfounded. The reason being that Colin and Connor's session pretty much repeated a handful of key concepts or terms uh, that had already come up for us and for Noe and Jay in the previous sessions. So this has become real fascinating now because of that. And so what we're going to do today, we're going to welcome Noe and Jay in, and then once they get settled, we're going to attempt to watch this thing together. Okay. And once we get to watch it together, we're going to be commenting on it and trying to explain to you. And so if for anyone who hasn't seen any of that, it doesn't matter because we're going to go back over. That's the purpose of going over it live in front of you today. And if you've already seen it, this will just be icing on the cake. And this will be recorded and posted later so that you can take it all in. Okay. And for any of the fans of the Paranormal Files, a Colin and Connor show, we want to welcome you over to the Prof and the Prof True Crime. Over here, we primarily discuss Delphi, but we have a high interest in the spiritual aspects of all of this and justice for Abby and Libby. And so we want to welcome you over here. Basically, what we do is we're trying to get down to the bottom of Delphi, but we embrace the paranormal and psychic and spiritual phenomena as part of our greater senses and understanding. So with that being said, we want to welcome everyone here. If you are watching on the replay, please join the comment section because we keep the discussion going long after the lives are over. So once again, I think we're good to go. So we're going to welcome in Noe and Jay now, and say hello before we get rolling on reviewing some of this information. So let me see if I can get them in here.
Here we go.
All right, Noe and Jay, let's see if we hear you. Can we hear you?
Test 1, 2.
There you go. Sounds good. Hey, Jay, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Hey, looking good. Can you guys, let's see. Any way you can scoot a little closer or to the sound so we get better sound? Not that direction.
Like this?
Like closer?
Well, just to get the sound a little louder.
Yeah,
there.
we have an issue with our sound, but we're trying our best. How's that?
Okay.
Just use my phone. Oh, how's that? Is that better?
Yeah, we'll just try to ask you to speak up a bit.
Yeah, we will. We'll scream.
Yeah, because we can hardly hear you too.
All right, so I want to say hello to everyone who's joined the chat here. We got a bunch of people have jumped in the chat. Thanks so much for jumping in the chat. Keep that going, and we're going to focus on the conversation here, but then we're going to address the chat in a minute. So let's see. So Jay, did you have an opportunity to watch the Paranormal Files Delphi session out there?
Yeah, I did. And it was really good. I liked it. It was nice. It was really good. They pretty much stayed right there on the bridge. But it was cool seeing them use that spirit talker, that spirit box. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, Noah, I know you saw it. We talked about it, right?
Yeah. I was pretty impressed with how the similarities on the whole process of the use of the spirit box, how similar it was to our experience.
Mm-hmm.
And to see it from two other different people, it was pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt that it was very interesting, considering what you and Jay had already picked up on going out there a number of times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. It's a really good tool. I've had really good luck with that, as far as like going to other locations and stuff like that, and getting real strong direct communication um, from spirit. And so it's a really good tool. I like it, and I have some other ones too that I want to kind of try out as well. Um, but as the weather gets nicer, I'm going to go to some different locations and do different things around Indiana, like some haunted places right around here in Wabash.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see, and I'd be interested in your other devices or whatever else you end up bringing on out. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's what I hope to do is maybe include a little bit of the history of the places, a little bit of the history. So you're not just you know doing ghost stuff, but you get to see a little bit of Indiana. You get to see a little bit of Wabash, and it kind of makes it a little bit more interesting if you understand um, what the history is of that haunted location or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we've all been just so fascinated by Delphi, and
Mm-hmm.
it was very interesting what I noticed at the beginning of their episode when they were walking up the trail towards the bridge. I remember them saying how it was just the feeling there was so odd,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt that same way. But it was funny because for me, it wasn't necessarily walking the trail. It was once I got down on the ground near the creek. Boy, the coldest feeling hit me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
understand it. I understand what he was
Yeah.
speaking about.
Yeah. It does. It seems different. The first time I was there was a month after, like 1 month after the girls were found, and the feeling was really heavy. You could really sense the trauma that had taken place there. I really believe that when something like that happens, um, like a crash or something like something very tragic happens, unexpected, like that, that residual energy. I think it stays there for quite a while. That you can really feel that energy of whoever was involved in that trauma, and so it really felt strong like that. But the few times that Noe and I have been out there, it's different. It's there's a sense of reverence about it when you get close to the scene where they found the girls and things, and um, but it's a different kind of feeling. It's more of a at peace kind of
Mhm.
feeling where it wasn't. It's not so fresh. It's not as like it feels like the girls are more at peace with what happened. That they know what happened. A lot of times, I guess the spirits and stuff like that. The spirit might not know that they've passed or whatever. But in this case, the last few times we've been out there was more um, like when we saw the cave, when we found the cave and stuff. I just got this sense of joy over me because it felt like someplace where they went to have fun, like it would have been a hangout for the kids. So it's just a little bit different energy than the first time.
Yeah, and I resonate with that because for me, it didn't feel like a traumatic place. It felt like more like a graveyard. I noticed when I was walking down by the creek and all over, it was this big feeling of like a perpetual stillness, almost like a graveyard. It felt like
Mm-hmm.
hollowed and and just still, but the sense of death or just
Yeah.
a heavy feeling, but not like the trauma like you mentioned it the way that it felt in the
Mm-hmm.
first month or so, but it
Yeah.
definitely a strange feeling, and I couldn't imagine being out there at night. Even the guys on the session, they mentioned we'll hear them mention it where he said it's almost kind of scary, at night because you think of what happened and you're so far out there and you don't
Mm-hmm.
know there's people still walking around who are responsible for this. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like Noe and I were talking earlier about um, it's almost like a sense of like we're missing something. Like the girls want to show us, they keep trying to get us to look. That seems like a theme every time we go with the spirit box out there, is that they want us to so desperately see something. Like we're missing something, something key that's right. Um, it said one time the spirit box said to look below,
Yeah, yeah.
or just different things that it's like, and I get the feeling like there's unfinished business. Like
Me
there's,
too. Me too. And you know, I know there's a lot of skeptics out there, and I get people and they come and yell at me and all of this, but and I understand it, and I understand it, and in most cases, uh, I would say 9 out of 10 times it's not going to be anything with most cases, most people, and most events. But what I've been feeling in in watching you guys go out there and listening to the what it said, and then you know, kind of taking it all in, is I you know, my personal feeling is there is a very strong connection there, and I think you are picking up on, and I also think Colin and Connor did. I think there's a very direct connection that from communication from the girls that's coming through, and it's my feeling, and I'm a believer that it's highly dependent on the individual, you know, who's out there, and that how you're out there and what type of feeling you have, like, so that you might be an open, you know, doorway to these communications. But I just feel like you and Noe and Colin and Connor, you're special people. You ended up out there and kind of tuned into it, whereas many people would go out there and nothing, or they
yeah.
might just get random noise that has nothing to do with these
Hmm.
crimes. But I feel like we've been getting some things, and that's the thing about this recent trip that they did, which was just one day after you guys went, is that there were a lot of repeated messages, especially the repeating of the name Benjamin. I mean, that's just, it floored me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was things that, I'm still finding out about the crime scene. There's still things that I'm finding out about the whole, I don't know everything about the investigation. I know very little about the investigation, but there's things that I found out from watching their time out there. There was I didn't realize that when they found the girls, they were in positions of like tarot cards, like the magician and the hanging man, I believe, were the two positions that they said the girls were in, and they showed a sketch of the girls, how they found their bodies and stuff like that. And it was kind of weird because it was one of the times that Noe and I went out there. I brought my tarot cards with me and actually did a reading right there in the area where they found the girls' bodies. And I didn't know there was a connection there between tarot and the way the girls were positioned and stuff. And I remember one of the cards that I drew was they call it the Three of Swords, and it's a heart with three swords piercing it, and it's one of the most emotional cards that people hate to draw because it means heartache, a very intense pain, intense
Painful.
heart. Yeah, it's a lot of pain, heartache, trauma, and stuff, which is very fitting for um, right there where they found the girls and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of it. I look at it as like peeling an onion. It's like right now, I think this case, everything was so muddied. I think right now, I think it's we're like peeling the layers
Layers.
of an onion.
Hmm.
That it's just it's kind of distracting. Getting rid of some of the distractions and getting down to the center, getting down to. I think if we stay with it, it's like unfinished business that you don't give up, keep going out there, and eventually, I think we'll see what we're supposed to see.
Yeah, and I look at it as an aid too. It's like with all the criticism, I say, well, what harm can it do? I mean, this is an interest of ours. We're being honest about it, and even if nothing productive comes, what harm can it possibly do? I mean, yeah. So
Agree.
yeah. So well, let me try to pull this up. Okay. Now I don't know if I'm going to have any success. So let me give it a try.
That is.
He's gonna try and show us the video, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. In the meantime, Shay Watson says, take the box to the DCFS. That's the old building. Noe, can you explain to Jay where that is?
The CPS building.
Yeah.
Remember when we go into under the bridge and across where you used to park, the CPS building where you used to park. The building is gone, and someone is suggesting on chat that we take the box there, park there, and for maybe do a reading there or a session there. That the version of the video he's going to present to us. If he comes back.
Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can get this to a place. I'm on the fly here.
Rituals out here in these woods.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, what I'll do is I'm going to stop it periodically.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys want me to stop it at any spot, just wave your hands up or something and I'll stop it.
All right.
And we'll do a real quick run through of this. And when I hear things that are really reminiscent or similar to things that YouTube have picked up, I'll stop it so we can recall some of those. All right, so let's go.
Blondie's asking us a question. We'll make sure we answer Blondie 22.
Very isolated back here. We're in the pitch black. There's no light. There's two things I want to point out real quick. One, coming out here made me think, and it's eerie, if those guys really did have a part in this crime, the two men who are not under arrest, and they were doing rituals out here in these woods, it's kind of frightening to me that we could possibly run across somebody out here deep in this forest area. So that's just an honest, genuine little bit of anxiety it gives me because we're way out here. Second of all, these woods and this forest has an indescribable energy that I can't even begin to convey to you guys online. And I'm not just saying this. Walking up here, I kept telling Connor, it feels like you're walking into hell. The way the trees are bent over and your light only extends a certain amount until it's pitch black. I mean, anytime you're out in the woods at night, it's obviously, unless you're like a hardcore camper, then people are gonna roast me and say it's calming. To me, it's a little freaky, but out here it just has this, it has a feeling. It's just heavy, and it's a dreadful feeling out here. It's really unlike any other forest we've done. It's just a sad, but an extreme anxiety from me. Not feeling 100% out here. Connor?
I don't know. This place, like Colin said, it's got a really strange vibe to it. Anytime it's like a crime against children, I feel like it's just a completely different energy. Two very young girls lost their lives out here in very brutal ways. And I mean, we really do want to go about this as respectfully as we can. Try to see if we can maybe get answers to what might have happened that night and what continues to happen out in these woods. And so, I don't know.
We're gonna begin our investigation now. We've got some devices. Let's turn them on, man. Are you rolling?
Mm-hmm.
There's a spike there.
I got Richard.
Richard? Wait, bro. Richard's the guy that was arrested, Richard Allen. I'm not kidding, Connor.
Hey, Prof, you want to stop it there?
Yeah, I just stopped it because
Okay.
that's
It's a
the
good
first
time to stop
thing
it.
that I wanted to say is like, you guys know those devices, and he's going to explain this, but you guys know that app. You're not going to put any word, you cannot type words into the app. You can't make the app say names. And it's just very interesting that they get out there and the very first word that pops up is Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's not a preset bank that they have to. It's like I was explaining. It's like sometimes I think the energy. I don't know. Having never been on the other side, I'm like, no, I don't know the energy that it takes to form a word, or you're trying to get to a certain word. So it might be close. So you kind of have to filter through it and kind of like they might not be able to say the exact thing they want to say. So you kind of got to like work your way through it.
Hold up, I'm gonna verify that right now.
It is. Dude.
Okay, guys.
Richard, the first.
Oh
phase
my
on
god,
Spirit
bro.
Box.
I got like full body just now. Dude, what? Actually, though, like, what is that, dude? Oh my god, bro. I'm actually like, what?
Sacred ground. This is where they're doing the rituals.
I know. Okay, so I know there's gonna be people watching our videos for the first time. We use these devices. These are phone apps. They work the same as ghost hunting devices like the Ovilus that you see all the time. They record basically energy fluctuations, put it through an algorithm, gives you a name or a word. You cannot manipulate that thing. There's no possible way for you to get into that app and add words or make words happen. And the very first word we just got out on this bridge is the name of the guy who was arrested and is about to go on trial for the murders here.
The guy who looks a lot like the person in the sketch that was on this bridge.
I mean, dude, is that not
right here on this bridge?
That is just. I'm like, actually like. Holy shit.
That's why. No spike behind you.
Dude, right there. Okay, thank you to whoever said. Did you hear that? Like a. That came from down there.
Mhm.
I think we might have heard your voice. Is Richard? Thank you for telling us that Richard was involved and that maybe they treated this as sacred ground.
Cygnus took me.
Bro.
I'll stop it there because that phrase really interests me there, because Cygnus is also the name of a constellation, you know, and that every time I replay this and I hear it, it makes me twitch when they say Cygnus took me.
Well, sometimes too, it's like when Noe and I have been out there, you might get something because you have to remember there's a cemetery right there.
Right, right.
A lot of times we might not know if that's spirit that's just passing through. It could be somebody that we're getting from the cemetery. It could be
totally
somebody like a name that we never heard of before. Could be somebody from the cemetery. Some spirit.
I noticed that. I want to say that for our listeners too, that I'm in total agreement with Jay here that in my opinion, it's not just who you're looking for to connect with that's going to possibly connect. You could be out there and you can be getting other phrases or communications or whisperings from people who've been dead for 200 years and people buried out in the cemetery a block away. So, you know, you kind of have to, whenever Jace sends me the transcripts of the complete communications going through the spirit box, I always read them very carefully and I try to get a sense of like which of these, you know, every so often there's a little phrase that stands out as something that's probably not Abby and Libby. So I put it to the side and I say, okay, well that seems like something residual to someone else at some other point.
I agree.
Well, Well, it's like the sacred ground. Um, I've gotten words and things about somebody saying that they've been there for 500 years or something like that. And
Yeah,
then,
exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
it could be a spirit of somebody that was there for 500 years ago. You know, I don't know that. And so somebody could be just trying to reach out. So
Right.
you're right. You got to kind of filter through it and see what pertains to you,
Yeah.
what pertains to what you're doing right then. And it's the sacred ground thing. I remember right after this happened, I was still working the road with the state police, and it was around Valentine's Day, and I thought that was kind of unusual that it happened right around Valentine's Day. So I searched any kind of occult or things like that with Valentine's Day, if there was some kind of significance. And I did. I found stuff where I can't remember right off the top of my head. If some of the listeners or viewers or something Google it, occult practices or whatever in relations to Valentine's Day, and I was getting stuff where, um, like it was like sacrificing a virgin or something. It had to do something with oh, I can't remember, and I can't even remember the name of the group that was doing these. But it was an ancient thing to do on the eve of Valentine's Day. And so there's a lot of stuff that if you actually dig into it, maybe some of your viewers can look it up and post what they find about any kind of ritualistic practices around Valentine's Day.
Yeah, yeah, I've studied that quite in depth, and it's very interesting when you tie that into the Odinism. There's a whole thing, but you
Mm-hmm.
know, you may not be aware, but Jay, but my whole theory is that Delphi itself, the city of Delphi, there or the town. I
Mm-hmm.
think it is an ancient sacred place pre-white man. So
Yeah.
my feeling is that area right there is an ancient sacred ground.
Yeah.
So that's just my default setting.
Mm-hmm. But it's kind of cool that every time that we go out there, we find something new. Every time we go out there, we see something new, find something new. Like the last time we went out there, we found those shell casings, shotgun shells.
Yeah,
We found that box of old clothes that was sitting there from Delphi High School. It
yeah,
was.
that was crazy.
You never know what you're gonna find or um, what's the message. What is it trying to tell me?
Yeah, and one thing I noticed too, it says it said evil several times, bad spirits here, Satan, demons.
Mhm.
It said some pretty dark shit, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. Let me continue here. Let's see.
That was a like footstep right there. Did you hear that? That was like right at this tree, right by us. I want to state to everybody online too, we are the complete opposite of trying to sensationalize anything here. If you see us get surprised or shocked, it's because genuinely.
That was a hard.
Okay, so right now, whoever told us Richard,
It's dangerous.
Sacred ground, it's dangerous, Richard.
dude, birds at night. We've said this many times on our videos, y'all. Birds at night, it's an old myth.
Leave here.
Dude, that's so sad. It's like somebody who was hurt here saying, it's dangerous, please leave. Richard is crazy, bro. That's crazy. The first word is the main suspect. Can you identify who you are to us? We have a little bell down here too. If you want, you can come tap on this bell and show us that you're here. Whoever's here, we just want to speak with you. We're not coming here to harm. We're only bringing good energy with us. We just want to figure out what happened to Abby and Libby out here. I don't know if you know what's happening right now, but a man named Richard, like you already said his name, he's been arrested for the crimes. We want to know if that's true, if there are more people that were involved in what happened. Right when I said that.
Watching.
Holy watching. Sacred ground and holy.
Holy. Yeah, it's
Why do you say that this is sacred, holy ground? If you see any of the red lights, by the way, you can go touch them and it'll show us that you're here. Whoever this is. You can also go tap the bell that's right by my feet. That'll show us that you're here too.
Hear me.
That's what we're trying to do here, whoever we're speaking to. We came out here just to listen. Can you tell us what happened out here?
Was there a ritual done here?
Amy.
Amy.
Don't leave us.
Amy is really strange to me because I didn't expect the word Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I think you're picking up on other spirits. Sometimes I don't think it has anything to do with the Delphi case, but it's just spirit passing through, just saying, "Hey,
Yeah, Amy.
yeah, could be anybody from the cemetery, could be somebody that died in one of the homes around there." Shoot, it's just you put that. It's like putting a neon light on the front of the window that says "open." When you turn that stuff on and you start talking and communicating like that, you just hung an open sign on your door.
Mm.
Amy. We want to know. So, you said Richard.
The rumors are true.
I missed
And guys, I know people are going to say we look dumb using phone apps. I know the comments are coming, but we've used these on like 50 investigations. We wouldn't use them if we didn't believe there was something to it. Just like all the other devices. So this... Concerned.
Concerned.
You hear a whistle? What are you concerned about? Are you concerned about telling us the truth?
See, it's telling them it's dangerous. Please leave.
Yeah.
Concerned.
Yeah, we had something like
Nobody can hurt you.
the one time we were.
So you can just tell us
Did I talk now?
the truth.
like he's playing the video.
Oh, okay.
Were there multiple men involved in the murder? Can you please tap that bell? If there were multiple men involved in the deaths that happened out here, just tap that bell. If it's a yes.
They've upset me. Run away.
Run
Dude,
away.
it just keeps telling us to leave.
That's concerned for us.
It's almost like it's almost like you're picking up on the echoes of a crime too. Run!
Sound.
Dude, okay. I'm actually a little bit genuinely... This is so crazy. The first thing we get is Richard.
What the fuck are these?
These geese are going crazy down there. And then we ask if they remember Brad, and
Diamond Eye said I'd be
And
gone.
somebody's letting us know that Brad was here. Do you remember a guy named Pat?
You stay a while.
Yeah, we're staying right now. We're just hanging out. So you remember a guy named... Oh! Yes, you remember a guy named Patrick? as well. He was here.
Nora.
Thank you to whoever's talking with us. We're gonna sit down and try to talk to you. RV? Spelled out RV. Is there something to do with an RV in this case?
Let me stop it because I don't think Colin and Connor know this, but it said RV, and I could take that two ways because RV is a vehicle, you know, an RV, and that's what
Yeah.
they took it as meaning. But there's also one of the witnesses named Rayleigh Voorhees or RV. Yeah.
Oh,
So that's pretty interesting, but I'll let it keep ripping for a while because I'm trying to get through it.
okay.
Did somebody involved in this live in an RV?
Who are you?
I'm Connor, and this is Colin.
Yeah, we're just here to hang out. So, whoever's talking with us, we have this little device. Dude, somebody's like sitting down with us.
Are you sitting here with us?
Deride.
Okay. I'm gonna press record on this thing and just try to use your voice and speak with us. Who's here with us right now? Can you say...
Here.
Yes, who's here with us? Can you tell us your name? I'm gonna turn off this bell.
That's weird as fuck. It has like a question.
I know.
Like
Here?
question mark behind it. Here?
Can you tell us what your name is, please? So we know who we're talking to? We introduced ourselves.
Ask me anything.
Do you remember what happened on February 13th?
I know these are tough questions to whoever had to watch this terrible stuff happen, but you're gonna help people by answering them. Were the people, or was the man who murdered those innocent girls doing some sort of magic or witchcraft?
Haunting.
Oh,
Fight.
let me stop it there.
Hunting and
That's where it says hunting, which blows my mind because he just asked a question. He asked a question, and the answer was hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was okay.
fight.
Was there a significance to the sticks that were laid on top of the body?
Is there evidence out here that was buried somewhere?
Buried somewhere.
Can you tell me how many people
Yeah,
were
I'm
involved in that crime?
buried.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Isaac.
We need to pray. Name will pop up. What is this?
Did anybody ever
Communication.
Jet or something like that?
What's that noise? Did anybody ever mention, if you were present while that horrible thing was happening, anything about Norwegian gods,
Screaming.
Vikings, Odin, Thor? So you said buried, candles, blacksmith. So is there more evidence that's buried still somewhere out
Bench.
here? There are benches in this park.
Suffer. Anniversary.
Dude, anniversary. This is almost the anniversary.
That's crazy.
Right. This is the day after
Okay.
you guys went out. Remember?
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you remember anything about that day, can you please tell us the name of one of the people that did this? Give us their name or tap on this device. It has letters. You can stop it on a letter that their name starts with.
3 lights.
Candles and 3 lights. Were they burning candles out here?
Swords to the heart.
Oh yeah.
The 3 of swords. 3 lights. Yeah, has
Do you
some-
remember Richard?
I'm gonna get water.
Okay. Good, thank you.
Eleanor. What's in your hand?
We have cameras in our hands. Were they mentioning, or was he mentioning, why they were doing this?
Benjamin. I lied to you.
Oh. Benjamin.
Just in case.
Benjamin, let's talk about that because we were very concerned about Benjamin, and you guys got it twice on 2 separate occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is Joe. Would you speak about that a minute? Because I just want the listeners to understand that you clearly got Benjamin on 2 separate occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a time when Noe and I were talking on that bench, and it popped up Benjamin, and that was the feeling. I mean, I guess he was one of the sons or somebody that was living in that house across the street, if I remember correctly. And it's just, yeah, what are the chances that the name Benjamin would pop up? Or that, like when it said 3 lights, we were just talking about that tarot card that I had was 3 swords, the 3 of swords. So maybe the number 3 has some kind of significance or something. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
there's,
well, at some point it mentions that there are 3 victims at
yeah,
some point. Yeah.
there's the 3, for some reason, the number 3, and that's what we meant. Like you were talking about how you have to filter through what it's trying to say.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. So you kind of gotta like, okay, what is it trying to say about 3? And it's it, yeah,
Let me say that in terms of the name Benjamin, when Joe and I were sitting on the bench and the name came up the first time, okay, we didn't know. Okay, at that point, he was explaining to me his story about visiting the bridge, and as he was leaving, he was called to the Mears property, and a son of the people who invited him there was moving out. Okay, so when we came back to Wabash, and I started asking, I asked like Julie Melvin, I asked several people if they knew of a son of this family who was, who lived there. And that's the first time I heard the name Benjamin, and that was the son. So when I talked to you and Joe, I was like, hey, remember that we heard the name Benjamin at the bench? And then that's how we associated the name Benjamin with the son who was moving out.
And then we later find
mentioned
that
he
was
was
his name.
a firefighter.
Yeah, and we find out that was his name or is his name.
That's
And then you guys returned at a later point, which was just what was it, a month ago or so?
February.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
about a month ago, you guys returned, and sure enough, as you're about to go down to the crime scene, it says Benjamin again.
Right.
mm-hmm.
And
And
then
then
you'll hear a little later in this clip here, a little later, it says Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean it's What are
It's
the
just,
odds that it's going to say Ben now 4 times
yeah.
to 4 different people?
Sometimes
On
it's the real obvious things it's right in front of you. And I'm sure it's like that with this, whatever we're missing is right in front of us. And it's like, it's sometimes the simplest, the most obvious thing is what you need to see, what you need to find.
Who's Benjamin?
I agree with you, Joe.
Was he involved?
See, I think that's something that you would really have a good feeling for because of your career in law enforcement. You would have experienced before these incidents or these
Mm-hmm.
times when something was right in front of you and you didn't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why it's so good, these cold case teams, because it's putting eyes on something new, fresh set of eyes looking at something new, fresh, like it just happened. A lot of cases get solved that way because they go in a new team of eyes looking at it and realize that they missed evidence or they didn't follow up on something. So I think that's what's really important about not stopping and going out there again is it's a fresh set of eyes. You know, it's you can't you can't let your ego get the best of you. And that's what happens in some cases is sometimes that people, investigators or something, they let their egos get in the way of a really good investigation. My favorite investigator had the name Columbo. I don't know if you ever remembered a series about Columbo,
Yeah.
but he was just meek, humble, quiet. People took him for granted, took him like, but that is the kind of thing where the people with the fresh eyes, no egos, just go out there and take in whatever you get.
Mhm.
Did these men ever mention Norwegian stuff like Thor or Odin or some sort of magic? Okay, I'm gonna ask just one more time and then we'll be done. Do you remember any of the people's names that murdered the girls out here?
There's evil everywhere.
Mhm.
Again, the mention of evil.
Can you tell us one thing about what they looked like? Okay, listen.
Can you see me?
So, let's do this. Dude, right when I got up to try to get this stuff. So I'm gonna put the blindfold on now. I'm standing with my back to the bridge. And just, let's try to figure some of this out, man.
Okay. I want to stop it here because this part is extremely interesting to me because I think that these different tools have different strengths. Okay.
Mhm.
So this next section he's getting into, he's going to sensory deprive himself with the hearing and the vision.
Mhm.
And what he's listening to is sort of a radio static noise generator. And what he says is that as he listens to this noise from the radio static, certain words and sounds pop out. So his job is now going to be to focus on what he's hearing and to repeat it, you know. And what I noticed in this section that we're about to hear is that whereas all before it's your standard kind of back and forth communication, I believe.
Mhm.
Uh, what starts to happen here, I believe, is we go from like a third person to a first person because it almost seems like he's stepping in to the experience itself. And you may notice when we start to watch this next section, instead of getting like names or back and forth and questions, it's almost like we're getting glimpses of the moments that led up to these murders. Like it's sort of like we're getting these glimpses of the activities itself, and this is very this part right here. It kind of disturbs me somewhat every time I listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
I just get a deeper and deeper feeling that wow, I think he's picking up on what actually happened, and it's going to be interesting because he keeps hearing the sound of this male voice. He hears the sounds of these ravens. Okay, and so what it made me do is made me go and study about Odinism and ravens, and it's just odd that in the Odinism mythology, there's these two ravens that accompany Odin to be his senses and his mental, and kind of be his eyes and ears and accompany him.
Interesting, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that's interesting. And he almost refers to at some point like one of the other men as a raven. So it made me think, well, is there the killer and his two helpers are referred to as ravens? So there's a lot that we're going to hear here, but I thought it was important to kind of preface it with what he's doing there, so it's not a big mystery. Why is he blindfolded? Is he because he's not really hearing what's Connor is saying? He's listening to this static. Okay, all right, and I want to just take a moment and say hi to everyone in the chat. I see all you guys coming into the chat. We'll talk to you as soon as this is done. We'll get to the chat, so please bear with us and thank you for joining the chat.
Yeah,
I'm sure
thank
everyone
you
in there
guys.
loves it.
Thanks for joining the chat. It's always it's nice to see the interest in Delphi and the paranormal.
All right, to whoever we've been talking to.
Okay, let me stop it again. At this point, everyone should turn up because you got to turn it up pretty good here. I would highly recommend turning it up and listening closely.
We want to get some answers.
Windy.
Yes, it is windy up here. We want to know what happened on the night of February 13th. Do you remember that night?
Mm-hmm.
You do remember?
I'm hearing like a. It's so weird, dude. It's musical, like a horn, like. Like, yeah, I've never heard something like that on S. Just like.
Do you remember the girls?
Mm-hmm. Keep hearing like this weird musical, like. It's. Dude, it's so weird. And then like a little.
What's this music about? What are you trying to show us with the music?
It's a celebration.
What are you celebrating?
Oh, I just heard a. Success.
What was the success?
It's like a deep man voice that's like.
Who is this man?
Dude, this is giving me the chills, bro. It's literally like a man that's sitting here going. I've never heard something like that.
We want to know. We were looking at some documents that came out today, and we're thinking that
The name is.
there might be some witchcraft involved.
There were 7.
Really?
So there were 7 people that night. What was the significance of the sticks?
Ava or Demon or Mjölnir or something like Brenner. It was like a weird word, like but it sounded like could be anything. Power.
Was it a sigil?
Oh, I just heard like a scream. Ah!
Can you tell me if Richard was involved?
Clapped. Hmm. Dude, I just heard someone's coming, just like that. Again.
Who's coming?
And I'm hearing this weird like I've never heard something like it, like a deep man voice.
Who's coming?
Put my spirit talker on.
Yeah.
Here. He's here.
Go for it.
With the beard.
He's here. Somebody's here.
Who's with the beard?
Who's here? Oh,
Just wanted to add here that the beard kind of scares me here because I instantly think of one of the POIs here who has a sizable beard.
a who? Oh, person of interest. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm
Buried.
weird.
What's buried?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
weird. You just said weird.
Can you tell me what's buried?
The knife.
The knife is buried. Is it around us? Is it close?
Pretty. Hmm.
It's pretty. Can you tell me why the girls were killed?
Dude, this vocalization is so eerie. It sounds like a deep man voice going. Random.
Who is this man?
Here.
Who is it?
Come down here.
Under the bridge?
He told me.
You want us to come under the
Them.
bridge? Ben? Who's Ben?
The Raven.
This isn't really making much sense. Can you
Can't remember.
Can you tell me who the man is? Or at least tell me what he looks like?
Emerge.
A bit shorter.
He's a short man?
God.
Anything else you know?
Funny tooth.
He's a short man with a funny tooth? What's his name, Richard?
They tried something.
Was it Richard?
There's another.
There was more than just one? There's Richard and someone else?
Victims.
There's more
Coming.
Victims are coming?
Oh, dude, I just heard a very eerie voice. Follow me.
I'm not gonna follow you anywhere.
Help.
How can
Go.
I'm taking my time.
How can I help you? How can I help you?
Right down there.
What do you want me to do down there?
Dude, this voice. Huh?
So he keeps indicating something is buried and that it's a knife possibly. And I remember Noe and Jay that you guys got the word buried out there or burial.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's another thing that it hit on that you guys had hit on, which is burial or buried.
Yeah, I really believe it that we're gonna stumble across something.
Yeah, I mean this part right here, I almost get emotional on this part because I can feel it, you know.
Oh, try digging.
You want me to dig under the bridge? What am I gonna find down there?
3 dead.
Yeah.
I know. Sure.
Who am I speaking to?
We're gonna have to Google that fire.
The axe.
What's the axe? What's that mean?
Woo-hoo. They hung.
They hung you?
There are some secrets. There are some secrets buried like that, dude.
And that is something that I've been saying that that there are secrets coming now. This is the time when secrets are coming.
Yeah.
Hey, Amy, what did Rafi say about the axe? Could you put that in the comments or in the chat? I don't remember what Rafi said about the axe, but they mentioned an axe and there's something buried. Yeah, I can't stop hearing it either, Marcel.
Right here says Amy said, "Remember what Rafi said about the axe."
I don't remember, but maybe she'll put it in the chat there.
Yeah, I'm not don't remember either, but I know Rafi had a lot to say about what went on around that area.
Mhm.
So there's secrets buried. Why were they?
Little money.
We had an axe in her head.
How can we find out these secrets?
There's too little.
What do we need to do?
Oh no.
We want
Oh, I
answers.
just heard another scream. Like,
We want answers. What do we need to do?
just wait.
That's all we can do is just wait. The secrets will come out.
Ring.
Threatening.
More than one.
All right, well, is there anything you want to tell me?
The raven. And then another. Ah! I keep hearing these like screeches. It's horrible, actually.
All right, well, we don't have much more time here tonight. We'd love to get one last thing from you. Is there anything you can tell me?
That's exactly how I'm hearing it. Run.
Another thing, do you notice how hung up Colin is on this deep voice that's repetitively doing this chant or whatever it is?
Mm-hmm.
He's really affected by it.
It seems like that's like the main thing that gets repeated, in my opinion.
Yeah, he seems to have a hard time just ignoring it and continuing. He keeps.
Mhm.
It's very interesting here.
At first, he said it sounded like a song.
All right, well,
Yeah.
if you don't have anything else to tell us, I think we're gonna get going.
Rich.
We're gonna get going. We're gonna come back tomorrow in the morning to come say goodbye to you guys. Is there anything else you would like to tell us?
Not just one.
There's
I want to stop there too, because that's about the second or third time he said not just one. I think he just a minute ago he said more than one,
Mhm.
and now when Connor says, "Is there anything else you want to tell us? We're going to leave." Then they repeat it and they say, "Not just one."
Yeah.
Before we joined the stream, Joe and I were going over the scripts from the previous trip, and there's one clearly says many involved or others involved.
Mhm.
Others
Yeah.
involved, yeah, and even the prosecutor Nick McClellan at one point said there were other parties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
There would
like,
have to be. There's no way that one person could commit those crimes. There's no way. Get him down the hill, get across the river, do all that by himself. There ain't no way.
no way. No
Nope.
way.
There's no way
more than
he
one
would be able to
person
do that.
who committed the crime.
Come back, don't stop.
Oh, come back, don't stop. Come
All right.
back, don't stop.
There's 2 minutes.
Who was talking? All right. Well, it was really good talking to you, whoever you are, or multiple
Thank you.
people.
I wish they would.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would
Let
come
them
back.
know that they were here.
I would like to see them too.
I like that.
Yeah, it's me.
We're gonna come bring you flowers. We really appreciate you talking to us.
The candles. Again, the candle. Something with the candle, bro. I don't know what that is, but it was a man that said that.
We really appreciate you talking to us. We want you to have a
Warrior.
peaceful rest of your existence. All right.
God. Oh my God, bro. You scared me.
I think the hanging and tongue, I don't think they were.
Any of that makes sense?
Some of it just kept saying their secrets, they're buried.
Yeah.
Someone wanted us under the bridge. But not really much more.
I'm interested to go edit this and see what all was said and
Yeah.
research it and see what I can make sense out of that. Leave.
Leave. Again, it told you guys to leave when you were at Wilson Bridge last time. Right at
Yeah.
the end, it said, "Please leave.
It said, let us rest.
Let us rest." Yeah.
So it might be, and there was another part of this I was watching where it said, there's other evil or there's other, since they said something when they first started that, and it really made me feel like, why are you so interested in this? There's other crimes. There's other evil in the world. Why are you so focused on this? Why are you bothering us? That's what I felt when I was listening to that. But it might take. I've in my little my little experience in the paranormal is that it takes a lot of energy for the spirit to do this. And that's why sometimes the lights will drain, lights will shut off, batteries will die, is because the spirit is sucking that energy so that they can communicate. And so maybe that I'm thinking that towards the end, they're just, it's probably very exhausting
Yeah.
trying to cross that void. So, saying, let us rest. It's not like being like, hey, we hate you, get out of here. I think it's just that that's all we can do for today. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
agree. And
All right, we're sorry we
Oh.
have disturbed you if that's what you want. We're going to pack up and leave. We're going to come back tomorrow and bring you something, whoever's been here speaking with us this evening. Thank you for taking the time to come talk. Hopefully we got some good information so we can try help figure out what happened here.
sense.
All right. So
But we'll be back tomorrow.
Is that it?
that's it. So
Okay.
one of the final things too that really touched me was the message. Keep coming back. Keep coming back. Don't quit. Don't stop.
Yes. Yeah, because there's more to do. It's unfinished business that we're gonna find something. Just keep at it. They'll continue to talk to us. They'll continue to give us clues or whatever. I think what really started this whole process for me was when I went across the street, turned around, and I had that experience at the butcher shop there. I mean, it's like right across the street from where these horrible crimes, these girls were found. There's a butcher shop. I mean, granted, it's my gut feeling. It's not an accusation. There's no evidence. It's just um, to have that right across the street where you could. I mean, think about how you butcher a hog. You hang it upside down. You cut its throat. You let it bleed out. Where would a better place to be to do that? Because the hogs would be screaming. You're not going to hear somebody screaming. You're not going to have the blood is just going to go away with all the other pig blood. I mean, knives. You can hide your knife. You don't even have to. It'd be like the perfect place where you wouldn't have to worry about evidence or somebody hearing you or whatever. And it's right across the street. What are the chances? Maybe something so obvious. And I was watching the footage of that day when they found the girls, and there was all kinds of vehicles set up in that house.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the driveway. All this.
Exactly.
I mean,
They
right there.
they used it as their headquarters
Yeah.
to maneuver and go look elsewhere
Mhm.
rather than there.
Sometimes, yeah. If you ever watch the movie, or it's a series on Netflix, Hannibal. I don't know if you've ever watched that, but it's kind of along the same lines where he's the psychiatrist and he's right there in front of everybody, killing these people, but kind
Nobody
of
sees them.
yeah, nobody sees him, and he's right there in plain view.
And Freckle Joy makes a great point here. She says, "And you were taken there, Jay.
Yeah.
That was kind of divine providence in my
I
mind."
was. I asked the girls, I talked to them. I asked them and said, show me something. Show me something. And it's not always going to be the way you want. It's not going to be like, oh, I just stumble upon something on the path. It might not be in the way that I expected, but I mean, literally, it couldn't be clearer because it's like as soon as I pulled out of the drive, as soon as I got in my vehicle and pulled in the drive, it like led me right into the driveway.
There it was.
And I'm like I said, it's just, it's not an accusation, because I gotta legally, I gotta, not accuse somebody of a crime, but it's my gut. I asked for something and those girls gave it to me. I honestly believe that. That was a gift to me, that was meant to get me going in the right direction.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. And what's really weird is like are you out of time?
No, I was just trying to get some water because my throat's dry.
Well, it's like when we were sitting here watching this clip and stuff like that, I had an experience here, right here.
Mhm.
I was sitting here watching Noe's got it. We're looking into Noe's phone on this table, and right behind his phone, like behind this little table, was a flash of light. And then a couple seconds later was another flash of light. There was two flashes of light. And Noe even knows it because I got up like this.
Yeah, he
And
went
I'm
to look
looking behind the table to see if maybe there was something there that maybe was like the battery was dying or something like
cause a
that.
reflection or
Or
something.
out the window or something else, but there's nothing. and it was just like just like a ball, like a like a flash, and then a couple
Bulb.
seconds later, another flash. And so I asked Noe, and did you see that? And he didn't see it. And
No.
it's right in front of us, and it was pretty bright. And I'm like, so I turned on my spirit box to see. It's like maybe somebody's here. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody's trying to let me know they're here, communicating stuff. So I was getting messages on my spirit box that might be related to those two flashes. I really believe that somebody was here. Somebody
What did it
was
say? So this is just now, right? This is just
Yeah.
Just now, yeah.
yeah.
just now when we were
What
watching the clip that you were playing.
what was it saying, Joe?
So it was saying, um, uh, it was like, there was something before this,
Uh,
but it said, basically said, tell people my story and my name. And I was asking who it is. And it said, my name is Edward. And then it would say, I was punished. And then there was another name, Jasmine. And,
it said filming.
said filming, probably like reference to the film that you were showing and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But it was, and it said, I was hung.
And
I
then
need to warn you. I can use this. And it said
now it's
flashing.
saying flashing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Amazing. I mean,
Which is what caught your eye, yeah.
the last thing it said is flashing. And that's what I saw was two flashes. And that's what it means is just trying to put this together later and see. There was a bad fire across the street back in the 70s or something. Across the street, a house, Noe was telling me that a guy set the house on fire and killed his whole
His
family.
children. Mm-hmm. Right across the street from my building.
Mm-hmm.
It's an empty lot.
Yeah, so it could be related to that. But that's when you start doing a little research and try to find, maybe the dude's name was Edward or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we gotta go look now. We gotta
And
go
it said,
research.
it said the children are listening. That's what it said.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. I have I'm gonna look just so we don't miss too much. Let's see. So
Sorry.
I'm going to go look back to let me do this. I'm going to take it way back to this is September 30th is I believe when you guys went there
Mm-hmm.
first time maybe September 30th. But I'm going to I'll just repeat some phrases that I think are highlights there. So so it asks what is in your hand,
Yeah.
which is funny because it's what it asked Colin and Connor. And then and then it said sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the same minute, no, I'm sorry, a minute later or within a minute, it says Benjamin. Okay. And then a little later, 7 minutes later, it asks, what is that device?
Yeah.
And then it says later down the road, it says saw torture,
Yeah,
which I
that's
took
what I
to
was
mean
looking
that it witnessed that whoever's speaking here says they were tortured.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little later, it says gash, Gash. Yeah.
That's, I believe, the girls. I believe it was one of the girls saying that she watched the other one get killed. That's what I believe, that she saw the torture, that the
That's what
gash
it felt like to you. Yeah.
to the throat, stuff like that. What else did you say? Was the
Well, there's another here that I'm seeing that says he's dangerous.
mm,
The forest is home.
mhm,
I'm in the trees. Please believe us.
mhm.
And then a funny phrase. It says brazen bull.
Yes.
And if you enter the trail system,
Hmm.
it's not a bull. I think it's a buffalo.
Buffalo.
but there's a brazen buffalo, but to a kid that looks like a bull or a buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
it says,
That-
"Please believe us."
I
And then
I looked up brazen bull, and it was actually a torture device from the Middle Ages. Was
right where
called
they light the fire under. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Yeah.
at a later time it said breast ripper.
Yeah.
Breast ripper.
Mhm.
Now, when it said breast ripper, Joe, that made me think of your 3 tarot cards that you did down at the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that when I saw those swords in the heart, it made me
Yeah.
think of a knife in the heart or an arrow in the heart or a gunshot in the heart. Like, and this
Mm-hmm.
is saying breast ripper.
Yeah.
There's another that says tongue terror.
Hmm.
So that was from your very first encounter out there.
Yeah.
Really crazy shit. Pardon my language. And now I want to just go through some of the most recent ones because remembering this was a day separated from Colin and Connor's that we just watched the day before.
Mm-hmm.
It says so some of the phrases. Try to go in order. It says, "There's many others.
Many others.
I lived right here, impaled. Okay, what are your names?" And then again, it says, "Benjamin, a demon here, bad spirit." And listen, please don't stop, which is very similar to what it told Colin
Yeah.
Yeah.
to come back. You know,
Come
don't
back.
quit.
Come
Yeah.
back, right?
Come
And so,
back.
one of the last things it said to you, it said unfinished business,
Mm-hmm.
and it said terrible, burial,
Mhm.
Lucifer.
And you don't know what Lucifer means. Like when they said cave, that literally wasn't a cave, but it looked like a cave.
Right, right.
Maybe Lucifer stands for something. Maybe maybe I'll see something that will remind me of the devil, or maybe something's called like Devil Creek, or something that might be pointing us in the direction of whatever is buried,
And
whatever
look here,
is.
Precusant says here that breast ripper was also a torture device in the
Wow.
Middle Ages.
Maybe there's something by that buffalo. I don't know. Maybe that holds a clue. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
and
know.
wow,
I'll
I
have to
just
check it
forgot what I was going to say, but let's see. Oh, Louise says it's also a torture device, but AKA Radar says, for 3 coffees for your work. Thank you for the super chat, Radar. Thank you for the super chat.
Okay.
Radar came in late in the show. But
3 coffees.
You better give us one, Prof.
Yeah, I need coffee.
we all need a refill right about now. Freckle Joy said it's a bison. That's correct. I'm sorry, Freckle. I'm not too accurate at times with my large mammals, but okay.
Bison.
There was one thing, guys, that I meant to say, and it just slipped my mind. So let me look back at that. Oh, and remembering it, the last thing it told you was to leave us rest, and it said leave.
Leave. Mm-hmm.
And then it said growl. There was a growl.
Mm-hmm.
And odd, then it said 12. And it's funny to me because my theory has always been that we're dealing with approximately 11 to 15 individuals in total. And the fact that it said sacrifice, it's evil spirits, demon. You have the candles mentioned by the spirit box for Colin and Connor, and then holy ground, sacred ground. If you think about the whole plethora of the English language and all the words at the disposal of these devices, if it were randomly putting out words, it's very odd that it keeps coming back to this concept of sacrifice,
Mhm.
torture, murder, evil.
Butcher. Mm-hmm.
Like kind of ritualistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind
Yeah.
of ritualistic and stuff. You're right. And numbers. Numbers in especially like the Bible and older books and times like that, it's almost coded sometimes. The numbers mean something. Numbers are symbolic. So the number 12, the number like 40 days and 40 nights, they're all very symbolic. They mean something. That a message that somebody in that time period would understand. So it's almost like we're looking into what was the number 12? What did the number 12 stand for? Because it was just like the 12 apostles, 12 people. There might not have actually been a 12, but the number 12 meant something that people would understand. So maybe the number 12 that, like you said, came up, maybe that stands for something.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Prof,
yeah.
would you like to share with us the interaction that you had with these two guys via email?
I'll save it for another time. It's getting late.
Well, we haven't gone through chat.
Well, let's go through chat because I kind of don't remember what you're talking about, Noe. But we'll talk
when
about
you
it.
reached out to them to share our work.
Oh yeah, well,
That's fine.
I'd
We
rather
can
keep
talk
that
about it
kind of
later.
private. But I will say this that when I watched this episode with Connor and Colin, it touched me so much that I immediately sent an email over to them, and I just let them know that I was touched by it, and that you guys had previously done a couple sessions, and we had some similarities in the messages, and so I sent over the sessions, and then I asked them for the permission to share
There you go.
some of this, and say, hey guys, would you mind if I shared some of this with my audience, because we are highly interested in this aspect of looking at the murders of Abby Williams and Liberty German, and they graciously, I got to thank Colin again because he graciously agreed. He said, of course, and he was very interested in discussing it. So we now have an ongoing line of communication here where we're discussing, and we'll be able to continue to discuss this with these guys. And who knows, there may be a time if they're ever back around Indiana when you all four could get together. I mean, that would be.
We just said that, and thank you for sharing that, Prof, because that's where I was trying to get, that you would share that with the audience and with Joe, because Joe didn't know that you had contacted them.
Where'd he go?
He's there. He just switched
Oh.
screens.
Okay.
He's probably drinking water. Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that, because Joe didn't know that, and maybe the audience didn't, and that was all I, was hoping that the audience could hear that you have.
Yeah. So we're developing a relationship with the Paranormal Files, who is Colin and Connor, and I love the guys very much. I gotta say to you guys, and I meant to say that towards the end, because I gotta say that Connor's gentleness really it really touched me when I was watching him, his commentary throughout, but especially towards the end. We can tell that he's not as into every single detail of the case like some of us may be, but just his spirit was very touching to me, and I think that just like with Joe and Noe, that any response or receptiveness you're getting from the spirits of the girls or anyone, I think it's due to like the gentleness, and they have to feel comfortable. It's just like any child with an adult. If an adult is intimidating to the child's not going to speak. And I think it's the same with this, where if you guys go out there with this gentleness and this
respect,
kind of honesty, that they feel it and they know that they're safe to try to relay things to you.
That's awesome. True. Okay, let's get this chat going.
Yeah,
Prof.
so I'm going to get into the chat because I just saw one that I wanted to start with. So let me go. Let's see. I just saw one. And you know there's a million, so let's see. Okay. Okay, well, I can't find it yet, but I'll see it again because I'm going to go through it. But Freckles says a girl named Liberty was posed like the Statue of Liberty. It's a very Masonic thing. You know, I agree that her posing is very Liberty-like, and you could even bring it further back in time and call it Columbia, because the Statue of Liberty is sort of a echo of Columbia.
It would be Libby.
Yeah.
That one that was
the way she was posed.
Yeah.
The hand.
I just don't get the feeling for that though. I
Yeah.
believe it was. I have a really strong feeling it was something that had to do with ritual, Valentine's Day, some kind of like sacrifice, almost. You know.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I understand though, but
Well, we
Liberty.
call that, as we've looked into that, that's, it sort of stems from the ancient Lupercalia festival. Now, Lupercalia, it means a celebration. And you remember hearing Connor and Colin's session, they do mention celebration right at the beginning, or party.
Mhm.
And so Lupercalia was a celebration, and lupus meaning wolf. So it's sort of a celebration of the she-wolf who dwelt in a cave and was part of the Odin mythology. And it's very interesting because we have wolves mentioned by the Spirit Box session and cave mentioned by yours. And that's something I want to comment on earlier too, is that going back these 6 or 7 years into the Delphi rumor mill, there's been consistent murmurings about a cave or caves. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that people have argued that caves even exist. So it took a lot of research and going back and to find that, yes, there actually was a cave that was rather well known 100 years ago, and it was called Wilson's Cave, and it was right there by Wilson's Bridge. And I don't know if they destroyed the entrance to it. I don't know what's happened for them to hide that. But so there was always this story about a cave. But I agree with you, Joe, that when you stumbled upon that Wilson's culvert out there by Wilson's Bridge, I felt like that's where cave comes in, because I'm having this gut instinct that those girls might have been held in that little culvert for some time, and to them it would have been like a cave or a dungeon, because you were in that cave, it also mentioned the word dungeon or prison or something like that, and medieval. And when you're in that culvert, it does have a medieval prison kind of feel to it, you know. So that's just some of my gut instincts that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. But
Okay, next.
So they're mentioning about the buried secrets, and that's something else that Joe got out there was burial. Okay, and then these guys recently got that some indication that there's something they want you to dig for out there, either physically or metaphorically. The digging of something. Let's see. I'm still trying to find it here. This comment I missed, but all right.
Prof.
Yep.
Joe is gonna go. I think they're wanting him. He's needed, so he wants to show us something, and then you and I can continue with the chat. Is that
the
okay?
chat? Okay, you got to go, Joe. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I have to go home, but
All right.
I just wanted to share with the viewers and the people in the chat that just to let you know that I'm I'm running for state representative here in Indiana to be in the state house. And this is one of my passions is paranormal, um, cold cases, stuff like that. So I appreciate the interest and everything. And yeah, if I get elected in November, I'll still continue my passion for the paranormal, and you can come visit me in the State House. My door will always be open, but I'll be back on here with Noe again. Um, this is not an endorsement from the prof. This is just me letting you know what I'm doing. And this is like see that QR code? If you want to help me get into the State House, scan that QR code, and that'll help put a paranormal guy into the State House. And I do mean that with the utmost respect and stuff for Libby and Abby. It's a very tragic thing. Um, and I just wanted to update you guys on that. You feel free to ask questions about it or that kind of thing. But if you're curious, I'm gonna have to take off though.
Hey, thank you, Joe, for stopping
Thank
by.
you, Joe.
House
Thank
is
you.
always, my
Thank
door's
you,
always
Noe.
open for you.
Thank you, Noe, and thank you, Prof.
Perfect. Everyone in the vicinity, go vote for Joe. Okay,
Yeah,
and
there
check
you
him
go.
out.
Yeah.
Scan that QR code. Help me get there, even if you're not from Indiana. And
Okay, good
whoever
night.
that, who was it that Deborah, what's her name?
Oh, Rachel D.
Rachel D.
Everyone say
Thank
hi.
you.
Thank you for your kindness, Rachel. And
Thank you.
and quickly, I don't know. Well, he's got to go, but Blondie 22 had a question about Joe visiting Stephanie Thompson's, and I'll answer that
Yeah.
for Joe. He's got to go.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Noe. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'll let you get situated, Noe. Get the camera straight so that you're in the center of the frame and get yourself together. And I'll start off with the chat. I'm going to go all the way back, and I'm going to give Noe 5 minutes to let Joe out and to get something to drink. Joe, Noe, if you want to see Joe out and get something to drink, I'll give you 5 minutes, and I'll say a couple of the first chats. I'll go back and say hello to a couple of the chats, and then I'll bring Noe back in about 5 minutes or less. Let's see. So I'm going to go and see pretty much to the time we started watching the clips. So let me go back. I saw that Caitlin came in. Hey, Caitlin, thank you for coming. I'm going to say hello to everyone who came in. Frenchie, French 6290 came in. What up, Frenchie? And Bobby Smith. What's up, Bobby? Okay. And Nancy Drew came in. Welcome, Nancy. I'm just saying hello to everyone who came in late. Carrie came in, and welcome, Carrie. Carrie is in the house. Freckled says, it would be interesting to do a spirit box session at Prophetstown. Well, hey, hopefully when Joe rewatches this, he will see this comment, and maybe that will happen. I know he's going to be doing more. All right, let's see. Freckled says, I'm interested in one of the first voices of the first sessions that says this, we've been here 500 years. That's an old mad spirit. Okay. Yeah, we've been here, or I've been here 500 years. Right. Okay. Let's see who else came in here. Jay Rabbit came in. What up, Jay Rabbit? Jay Rabbit in the house. Hey, Jay Rabbit, come on in. All right. Jojo came in. Welcome in, Jojo. I might have said hi already. Let's see. All right. And thank you again, Shay Watson, for the super chat. That's very nice of you, Shay. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, we'll be talking about Stephanie Thompson's because basically the plan is, guys, that and I'll wait for Noe to come back. I know he really wants to talk about it, but Joe and Noe will be going to Stephanie Thompson's, and that'll be great. Let's see. Caitlin, Jay Rabbit, Frenchie, all the guys that came in late. Thank you so much. All right. And now's a good time to ask you all to hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. And I want to remind you that I put some of my artwork, my photography from Delphi, uh, up for sale. Let me put it back here again for you. So if you go to this link here, you'll see some of my artwork that's available in it. There's many wonderful mediums that you can get it in, as a poster, as a framed item. You can get it printed on canvas. Just there's a plethora of wonderful formats that you can get that art in. So go take a look at the art. And if it's something interesting to you, I really did my best with the photography, and I'm very proud of it. So hopefully you go take a look and just check it out, and hit that thumbs up. And if you're on the replay, please hit the comment section up, because although you can't be in the live chat, unfortunately, but you're watching the replay, join the comment section, because we keep it going in the comment section. I try to respond to every single comment in some way. All right. Now let's see. It looks like I think I'm in a good place to start here. So as soon as I see Noe back, I will add him. Okay, Precascent says, now they've upset me, run away, it's the hunt. Yeah, they said hunting. They said wolves. Yeah. That's those are some key phrases there. All right. All right, now let's see. Freckle Joy says, does anyone remember Snay saying Tony's dad used to take him to Klan meetings? Wow. Well, we know the Klan run has always run thick in Indiana. All right, let's see. All right, I think we're in a good space. Let's see, I'm going to start here. Let's see. All right, there's Noe. Noe is back. All right, hey, Noe.
Yeah, I was saying, Prof, that when I got cut off, I was saying that Joe is a new grandpa over the weekend. His youngest daughter had a baby.
Yeah, congrats to Joe, everyone.
Yeah, congrats to Joe, and that's probably what's going on. He's probably having to do grandpa duties, and also I was touching on Blondie 22. I had seen a comment way at the top in the beginning where she was asking if Joe has taken the spirit box to Stephanie Thompson's home, and right before we started the stream, we were talking about that, and I was hoping that Joe could tell us the story, but he's gone, so I'm gonna tell it for him. He told me that just like a week ago or two, we had nice weather. He rode out there, and he couldn't find the home. You know, he couldn't find the location. So he was driving around. He couldn't recognize the area, and he saw a man with kids playing around. So he pulled over and he asked, "Hey, do you remember where Stephanie Thompson used to live?" He identified himself, who he was, and asked, and it happened to be that it was her husband with the kids.
Oh, wow.
And it was a brand new home. They have a brand new home on the very same lot where their old home used to be. And so the husband invited him in, and they went into the house, and he said it's gorgeous. It's a remodeled brand new home. And he took him to this room where the husband has a picture of Stephanie, and he told me it's Schaefer Lake. It's on Schaefer Lake, on their backyard, and that this room, he has Stephanie facing the picture of Stephanie facing the window where you can see the lake there at Indiana Beach, because that was one of her favorite things to do. So that's the story in terms of Stephanie Thompson's home. But we haven't taken the spirit box there. It's something that we're gonna look into in the future. If it's gonna happen or not, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah, not we'll look forward to that because we're pretty sure that Joe's going to make an expedition out there with the spirit box. Yeah. So they've been saying here. I put some highlights up that they were mentioning how the Benjamin thing is very eerie. You know, the Benjamin, repeating Benjamin many times, and then they repeated number 7. And then now we're getting into where they were talking about the ravens and the beard, the guy with the beard with the deep voice. So I'm just kind of skimming all through that, just reminding us of some of the highlights.
Well, you see, bro, the first time that I heard about the sun was in the spring of 22. Okay, and what happened was that Joe and I was just hanging out in this gazebo at this sober living center where I was staying when I first got out of jail, and that was the first time he brought up that story to my attention. It was way back in the spring of 22. So, you know, to me, the sun moving out, and that captivated my attention in terms of like, who was this guy? And nobody would talk about it. No, you know, I brought it up to several other people who I was talking to at the time, and everybody was just kind of dismissed, like they didn't know who he was or no interest in talking about it. So I dropped it, man, until just recently, last year, when Joe and I went out there and it said the word Benjamin. And then on chat, actually, this is how I discovered that Benjamin was the name of the son who was moving out. Someone on chat, when Joe and I was talking on the bench, someone on chat said, "Isn't Benjamin the name of a firefighter or a volunteer firefighter?" And I asked Julie, and that's how I started doing a little bit of research and found out that the son of the Mears was Benjamin.
Yes. Which is, it could mean nothing, it could be something, but the whole story is very concerning. And
It is.
so let's see. We're almost there. We're good. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up to the chat, but
Yeah,
I'm
go
just
for it.
skipping over a lot. But it says, okay, I pretty much got all the ones I wanted to. Let's see. Okay, Radar says, not long before it said Lucifer, it said there's a demon here. Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say. It has reiterated several times, like demon, Lucifer, sacred, candles, holy ground, celebration. I mean, it's sort of painting a somewhat of a picture, you know, with all of those terms just kind of spread around, you know. And let's see. Louise says, people who believe in signs. Yeah, well, that's kind of how we are, I guess. And hey, they'll laugh. They want to laugh. They mock. They criticize. But it doesn't concern me whatsoever. Okay, let's see. Shay Watson says 12 draws attention to one's self-importance, emotions, relationships, and the pursuit of peace. Okay, and Precocent says, tongue terror is a heretic or blasphemer was bound, his or her mouth forced open with the mouth opener. Next, the iron tongue terror was produced. Oof. Rachel says if there's another body found, this case will crack. They kept it. Sure did seem like there was allusion to some other body, right? All right. Okay, Precascent says, Prof, I'm curious to know if they have a recording of the horn and voices. No, I don't think so, because that device he was using was a listening device. It wasn't a recording device. So I would doubt that. But I can ask. I will ask. Okay. All right. Now I'm caught up, Noe. So now I can start to get some that you can see. Let's see. The compound number 12 is the number 3 in numerology. It's 3. It's another 3. We keep getting this number 3 going on. But oh, well, there you go. There you go. Also, there's the 12th, right? The 12th was the day that we believe they could have been killed on the 12th, or maybe one of them on the 12th. It
Interesting.
started as early as the 12th.
Point there.
Say what?
Interesting point there.
Yeah.
Very true.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, because the story kind of begins on the 12th, don't it? That's when they were texting boys and stuff.
Well,
like that.
there's all nothing but theories, and we don't believe the mainstream narrative. So I look at it like they could have been, the killing could have started on the 12th, in my opinion. We don't know yet. Okay. Rochelle says, Wilson's Cave, if I go missing in the summer, look for me there. I've heard the entrance is covered. Yeah, you can't see it. I've tried my hardest. I flew my drone all down trying to scan for any sort of thing. But yeah, Marcel, that's the basic point that I was getting from them at that section, was that there's a secret buried. There's still secrets buried. Okay. Do you see Noe where we are? The Prof, there's a waterfall with a cave behind it by Wilson's. Julie Melvin showed pics. Big enough. No, there used to be, Radar. It's gone. And I have those pics because if you go into the museum, there's certain, you can get those pics. So I have several of those pics from a couple different sources. So yeah, there's even a photograph of that Wilson's Cave, but it's 100 years old. You know, it's different now. I think it may have collapsed, or it may have been intentionally covered over, or as the water was redirected. We have a new person here in the chat. Tara2828 says hi all. Well, hi Tara2828. Welcome to the chat. And anyone watching, please join the chat. We'll probably do about 10-15 more minutes, so get in the chat while you can. All right. All right, let's see. Blondie said, yay, Joe, about running for office. And Frenchie says, thank you to Trooper Joe. Yeah, we want to give a round of applause for Jay again. And congrats to your new grandbaby, Jay. And Frenchie said thanks. So hopefully he'll see that when he rewatches.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcel says, I want to vote for Joe. All right. All right. Shay Watson says that Shay thinks there's something that happened down at that DCS building. And a lot of people do think that something transpired there at that building. But we'll never know because it was bulldozed.
Yep.
Yep. Radar says, put the QR back. Well, that's okay, hon, because you can get it on the replay. We'll make sure you get the info, Radar. Radar, email me. I've got a lot of info for you anyway. Email me, Radar. Everyone's just saying goodnight to Joe. So we're caught up with that. And Diamond Eye says he's a great friend to us. Well, yes, he is, and a great friend to Noe. All right. Oh, welcome in, Blessings Galore. It's been a little while. Welcome in, Blessings Galore.
Blessings.
Blessing says it would be interesting to see what the spirit box would pick up near Keegan Klein. So there you go. Why not go to Peru, Noe? Great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might put that on the list for requesting
Joe
and Noe to go.
we can go down the Canal Street. We can go down to the Nickel Plate bridge. To the bridge.
Yeah, it's awesome to start thinking about Kleins. Maybe we can start to get on the trail of the Kleins with the spirit box. True Crime Skeptic, welcome in. It's been a while too. I'm glad to see all you guys. Haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome in, True Crime Skeptic.
What happened to the horn, dude?
Oh, I got to click on somewhere else on the screen. I don't feel like
Okay.
doing all that.
All right, all
I'm too
right.
lazy.
Here,
But guys, here's the link to my artwork.
here, I'll give you. I'll use this.
It's kind of like a Willy Wonka. That's a Willy Wonka sound, right?
We got a angel recorder.
Okay, look, theprofpixels.com, theprof.pixels.com. Go check it out. That's my artwork, photography from Delphi. If you're in Delphi, you may like some of the pieces. I definitely want one to put on my wall. I'm going to get it in canvas because I always think the photos in canvas look really nice. Okay, Radar says, Freckle Joy, only thing locals have said is that McCain tried to buy it to make it a welcome center. Instead of taking his money, they quickly tore it down. What a shame. It was in good shape. No, I'm glad because McCains are loaded, and I don't want them having anything else. Right. Hey, look, Rochelle says, I'm going to look at the art. Well, thank you for the super chat, first of all, and thank you for checking out the art. I'm very happy with my photography. But keep in mind, I might take 100 photos to get the one. But I have a lot more photography from other years that is not necessarily Delphi related. So I will be adding some of my other photography to it where I find appropriate. Freckled says, do you know why the state wanted to tear it down so bad? Yeah, because it's probably of evidentiary value, in my opinion. It's pretty infuriating that it was torn down. All right. Hey, Tara sends a $4 super sticker. Well, thank you, first time viewer, Tara. Thank you for sending the super sticker. Tara 2828. All right. The location of the CPS building is very questionable. Yeah, I mean, something could have transpired there. It's a shame it was torn down, in my opinion. Same with the bridge. I don't think the bridge should have been manipulated at all. I don't like the way that a portion was removed and it was reinforced with guardrails. Of course, it's safer, but I think if you're going to ever bring a jury out there, you should have left everything alone. But hey, I have no control over these things. Oh, and so they were giving congrats to Joe for the baby, for the grandbaby. Oh,
Grandpa Joe.
I've seen the photo. It's the most adorable thing, but we're going to keep that private. Yeah. Amy says, subscribe to the backup channel. That's another thing. Anyone who hasn't subscribed to backup channel, please go do so. I'm trying to get to 500 subs. No, Rick Snay. It's not because this channel is going to get closed down. No. You're so wrong. You're wishful thinking. You're projecting. What it is that I'm trying to get it to 500 subs to get monetized.
There you go.
And in case anything should ever happen to this channel, all my material is backed up onto that channel. So you may notice that the day or two after every show, I go and I post it on that backup channel so that it's always going to be there. And I also use the community post as a separate community wall because that way I don't overload this channel with too many community posts. So I kind of separate the two.
Also subscribe to my channel.
And subscribe to at Venue 3. We put a link to your channel in the chat at Venue 3.
I don't know what for, but subscribe.
Look, it says Freckle Joy, the CPS building was torn down because it encroached on the highway right-of-way easement. I don't care why it was torn down. I don't think it should have been. All right, Karen Jones, welcome into the chat, Karen. I don't remember if it's your first time or not, but welcome. Karen says, interesting to hear about the wolf reference made here. I've had two psychic visions regarding this case. I see a man in the group who is acting like a wolf or a wild dog, howling and threatening. Well, that's very interesting because it's extremely tied into the mythology of the Lupercalia and mythology of Odinism because Odin had wolves and ravens. So, Karen, would you mind emailing me? You can find me. I'll drop my email here. Please give me an email if you feel so inclined, Karen. I would love for you to email and for us to talk about that. All right. Others encourage him and treat him like a pet. Yeah, yeah, because he's acting. Wow, that's incredible, Karen. All right. Joy, nobody understands why it was shut down unless it created a bad image of the community. Frenchie says the McCains had keys and access to that CPS building during its final year. They were trying to buy it for a visitor center. Yeah, I'm glad they denied the McCains. I'm not too hip on the McCains. Right. Freckle Joy. I have asked so many people and they told me the same thing. Someone was in a live recently saying a fire happened and a shrine was inside. Shrine? Okay. Okay. I've asked a lot of sleuthers about CPS and have not received any knowledge. Where there's nothing but rumors. Okay, I'll tell you the lowdown, Louise. I don't like repeating rumors. So there's several rumors around CPS, but the reason I won't repeat them or I haven't mentioned them is because I don't like spreading rumors. So yeah, with the CPS, there's a whole bunch of stupid rumors, some of which may or may not have some sort of substance, but I'm just going to avoid all rumors about CPS. I just think the bottom line, in my opinion, is that it should have never been torn down because it would be helpful to a jury if the jury's going to go and walk feet on the ground to go ahead and look at the vicinity of that CPS building to the trails, how a vehicle may have been parked and seen, and all other things. I don't think any of these things should have been altered in that way.
Isn't there
I'll say it rudely this way. I'll say fuck all the rumors about the CPS building. Okay. Yeah, what's that, Noe?
I was gonna say, wasn't there another building torn down over there by Ron Logan's property?
There were several buildings torn down. Some sheds, shacks, CPS. There may have been a house. I mean, there's been a lot of shit that has been disturbed that I think could have been even on the Mears property. I think it could have been intentional to hide.
The fucking bridge. The bridge as well.
Yeah, the part of the bridge I'm not happy with, Okay, Radar says, I have a video of Anna saying that they don't know which way he came in or which he left. Yeah, absolutely. That's why the whole bullshit narrative they want you to believe right now is not worth even listening to, other than to know your opponent's argument. Because right now, they want you to believe this certain narrative about where he came, where he left, but none of that is known except to law enforcement. And Doug Carter himself said there's many ways in and out of there. Doug Carter, you can find an interview where even Doug Carter says there's a whole bunch of ways in and out of there. So in other words,
that comment kind of goes with what Jace believe is that everything was like it's right there, it's not everywhere else where they're saying everything's just like in plain sight.
Okay, Radar says, does he use a spirit box or an app? He uses both. He does different stuff, but what you've seen in the videos in the past couple videos he's done that's been on this channel have been through an app on the phone, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It works the same, in my opinion. The cemetery was ignored because it looked like they were on the bridge and crossed the creek. Right, because I believe the perpetrators, the whole thing about misdirection, they made it look like they were on the bridge. They made it look like they crossed the creek. They made it look like Richard Allen comes in from CPS and leaves. They made a whole bunch of things look like it was one thing, and people still believe it to this day when it's been some of those things have been proven to be false or wrong or inaccurate. So we don't really believe any of that. We don't swallow that here. We just kind of call it as we see it. Okay. All right. Marcel thinks just before midnight on the 12th or the 12th.
I was trying to figure out what he meant by that on the chat, but that's what the number 12 is what matters, I suppose.
Okay. Radar says, I'm not sure if it's the same cave, but there's one that has like a waterfall running over the opening. Okay. So I'm going to skip ahead. Let's see. Oh, do you have a video, Radar? Yeah, well, you definitely should email me. I'd love to see that. I haven't talked to you in a while anyway, Radar. All right. Yeah, I know what kind of spirit box, Radar. So just if you email me, I'll tell you all that. It's not worth mentioning on the show, you know. I don't think those things matter as much, but I'll tell you. True Crime Skeptic says, I'll take a recorder solo from Noe. Okay, let's have it again, Noe.
There.
Awesome. Shay Watson says, I know a lot about some pretty dark stuff surrounding CPS in general, but I'm not saying any CPS employees were involved, but the building maybe. Yeah, that's what I think. The building maybe is what I believe. There's a whole bunch of rumors. There's a whole bunch of rumors about what took place at CPS, but I'm not going to mention any. I'm not going to repeat rumors and make them spread because they've already spread enough. Rochelle says, hit that like. Yeah, please do. Radar says, I agree about the McCains, but it would have been nice to be able to nose around that building. Yeah, it's a shame it was torn down. It's really heartbreaking. All right. All right, so we're getting there. I'm almost there. Karen says, I will definitely do that. Well, please, Karen and Radar, email me. I love you girls. Thank you for emailing. I mean, it just, I'm so fascinated by what we've been stumbling into. And Noe, did you think we'd be talking about this a year ago? Like, you know, did you have any clue we'd be stumbling into this? I know I did.
No, not at all. I didn't even know we would still be talking about, you know, Delphi. I didn't know we were gonna be doing this. No, I think the reason I reached out to you was because Holly asked me to.
Yeah.
Holly was watching your show.
Well, I didn't know we'd be talking at all, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have never ran into you if it wasn't for Holly asking me, watch this dude's
for
show.
Holly Lowry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our friend Holly. Hey, look, this says, Rochelle says, where is the famous shack? Well, that's the question of the ages, isn't it, Rochelle? Everyone's got their opinions. Well, first, everyone has an opinion, is there a shack or not? And then those who think there is a shack, there's 35 opinions on where the shack is. And of course, I've got mine.
Okay, well, let me say something about that. When you go past the cemetery and then you come up to Ron Logan's house, now this is on the way to Wilson, then you're gonna come to a stop and you turn to the right, and as soon as you turn to the right, not no more than a few yards, there's a sharp left, and there's some houses there. On that sharp left that takes you 300, that takes you straight to Wilson. If you look down this ravine, there is a cabin, okay? And I had talked to Julie a while back, and that's the cabin that's not supposed to be talked about. So I shouldn't be talking about it.
But the thing with me, dude, is I hate all these speculations about it, because the thing is, you've been out there recently.
Mm-hmm.
There's a freaking cabin or a shack right in front of the Mirror's huge 2-story house.
Yeah,
I mean, there were 2 cabins right there at the entrance to the trails. There are cabins and shacks everywhere out there.
Everywhere.
So and garages. So the whole controversy where people argue and speculate, it's just so fucking stupid. I think the bottom line is, if you go out there and you walk around and drive around, the first thing that's going to occur to you is that there are places everywhere you could have hid those girls.
Right.
You know,
Right.
shacks, cabins, houses, garages. There's structures everywhere. So it's really, I think what it lends credibility to is the initial impression that there is something like that involved, that these girls were
Yeah.
taken somewhere,
They were secluded
hidden
somewhere.
overnight, and then in the middle of the night, once everyone had left and it was all quiet and they had control of the perimeter, they then moved those girls from some place they had been taken. Now, where was that place? It's open to speculation until we know
Right.
more. But
Right.
yeah,
I
think
agree
that,
with you.
yeah. And Louise says here, the bridge was reconstructed after the arrest of Richard Allen. Yeah, they've turned it into a fucking tourist attraction. But it's disappointing because I believe that should have been left untouched, just like the CPS building. All right. AKA Radar says, excellent point. If a jury goes to walk around, I only have people changed a lot of positions. The trail system has been drastically changed.
Yeah, like the trail's paved.
Yeah, it's
A
all
lot of
just
changes.
different.
There's cameras, all kinds of.
Precascent says there are just rumors, but I have very strong opinions about vacant buildings in secluded areas. That's what I mean. We can speculate about anything, but the bottom line, the fact is, there are multiple structures all over where those girls could have been taken. They could have even been taken into that culvert, which Jay calls the cave, and I call Wilson's culvert. We don't know where they were taken, but I'm positive they were taken somewhere.
Then isn't there also some mention about a Weber's garage?
I don't like none of the rumors, but yeah, there's garages, shacks, sheds, cabins. It's all
cabins. Yeah.
You know, Ron Logan had structures. There's places there. You've got 25 options of where those girls could have been placed within a 5-minute walk. You know, within a quarter of a mile.
Right. True.
Diamond Eye says love to Holly. Okay. And Rachel says, I'm going to walk 300 to Wilson Bridge. And Precascent says a rickety old red cabin out there. Been a minute. And remember, there's two type of barns, if you want to call it that, right on the Mears property. There's a huge red one and there's a white one. And both were known for people to go into there. And the white building on the Mears property was known as a kind of a party hangout, a place to get beer, etc. And
right.
Julie Melvin has a whole story about that, you know.
Mm-hmm. And Ford Pitbulls have backed that up too. Backs it up.
The car was parked there allegedly, but remember, the car that was witnessed as being parked there appeared to the witness as being similar to a 1965 Mercury Comet, which is a very long, very sharp and angular vintage car, a 1965 Mercury Comet. Go Google it. Investigators now want you to believe that 1965 Mercury Comet was actually a modern Ford Focus that the witness mistook for a Mercury Comet. So you tell me, you look up a modern Ford Focus and you look up a 1965 Mercury Comet, and you tell me if you would mistake one for the other. I bet you won't. Okay. Radar says there was a department store, a grocery store, I can't remember which, but across the street from McDonald's area, torn down also.
Oh, I heard something like that too, but I don't know what that has to do with. I was wondering, how's that connect? Oh, something about geocache, wasn't it?
Say what again?
I've heard about that, about a building across from the McDonald's. That's way in town though.
Yeah, that's.
But isn't the connection has to do something with geocache?
Maybe. And remember, my opinion, okay, here's my theory. What is fact? what is fact is that the girls were extremely preoccupied with geocaching in the weeks leading up to the murders. What's also fact is there were 2 geocache locations for sure right at the trails, one at High Bridge and one in the woods off the road nearer Wilson Bridge. And
By
it's my
Wilson.
opinion that those girls, just like they had been extremely preoccupied with going to check those geocaches, I think that on the very day that they were victimized, that they would probably had started walking towards one or both of those geocaches, and that it is in the process of traveling to one of the 2 geocaches on foot that they got abducted and then killed. So I think that geocaching ties definitely into the crime, is my theory. Okay. Radar says, can E show some live, yo? Radar, you drinking? She said,
Can
no,
what?
I meant love. Okay. Amy says, ask Josh Lank who gave that info. Yeah. Ask Josh Lank and Cody Patty, where did the info come that the girls were kept in a cabin overnight before anyone had that knowledge? So
There
you
we
tell
go.
me, Josh Lank,
There we go.
where did that come from that the gap? So you tell me you find the bodies, you just heard the bodies were found. How in the hell do you know that they were taken to a cabin overnight? All right. And Radar also says the building in front of the mirrors is like half underground meat cellar or something. Yeah, that's what gives rise to the stupid fucking rumors that there's underground tunnels under there. See, all the rumor mill is just so annoying because they say there's underground tunnels at CPS, there's underground tunnels at the mirrors, there's underground tunnels at the bridge, there's underground fucking tunnels. Everyone puts 500 underground tunnels in the area. And at some point, you got to just draw the line and say, come on, like this actually doesn't make sense. Like things are blown out of proportion. But what does make sense? Could some type of underground element have been used in this crime? And that's why there's so many rumors about underground. Yes, that's where I think that something like a cave or a covert or the basement here that Radar is referring to, yes, those girls could have been hidden out in some sort of hidden underground area, whether it be a cave, a tunnel, or a basement. And I think that's why it's given rise to all the rumor and speculation that there's all these underground tunnels. But I just try to like avoid the blind repeating of all the stupid rumors that you can go anywhere and get. Go to Reddit and you'll find all the rumors all at once, you know? All right. There's an old train car sitting across the street from the big blue house. Geocache replaced Pokemon. Yeah, it did, remember? Okay, Radar says even the bridge is paved, and has rails now. Not near as intimidating as it would have been 7 years ago. Kind of strange. They hurry up and change things after the arrest. All right, Holly has interesting pics. Anyone see them? Yeah, I saw some pics she posted about the river search. You know, it'd be interesting to know what was found in that river search. Was it a weapon or a phone? I guess we'll find someday.
Are you talking about pictures or
I don't want to talk about Holly's page, is where I'm getting at. I'm trying to shortchange it and just say I'm not going to talk about Holly's community page, but I'm going to say, yeah, I did see what I recall that you might be referring to is I saw that she posted some pictures of the river search, I believe. And I think that that's something interesting because I think that is worth discussing. Was something found in that river search? Did Keegan Klein disclose to them that something should be found? And did they find something? And if they found something, was it either a knife or weapon or a phone? What do we think was found? And why would we think something was found? Well, Doug Carter immediately appeared via helicopter, which is an expensive trip, and appeared to collect whatever was retrieved and leave with it. That's just the bottom line. It looks like Doug showed up when something was found. Now, we want to know what was found because shortly thereafter, you have the arrest of Richard Allen. So we sort of feel that maybe a phone was found, but who knows, maybe a weapon. Now, there's some photos that seem to show something like a weapon being found. So But there's other photos that make it look like they're looking at something very small. So what were they looking for? Why were they looking there? And what was found? And did it play a part in the arrest of Richard Allen? We don't know yet. So we don't want to spread rumors, but I think the Wabash River search is very interesting. You know. Okay. Carol, I saw them. It looks like she has deleted some posts since Prof's live started. I got a notification for her channel and clicked on it. Said it has been removed. Yeah, well, Holly makes a lot of interesting posts, and I don't agree with them all, but some I do. But you know, I'd rather. I'm not that into discussing other you know all the posts that she makes, but I think that the Wabash River search is something that she's spoken on quite a bit in the past, and it does concern me. And she may have knowledge. Okay. Yeah, there was a YouTube blackout today. There was a YouTube, a Facebook, and Instagram. There's a lot of social media disruption today. But remember, we're in a state of undeclared war. Blessings Galore said, did Ellie actually locate a phone or another piece of evidence? That's what we think. Now, this was after 4 to 5 weeks of searching. Yeah, we believe that something was found. And we believe that because Doug Carter showed up, and then you had Richard Allen. So we don't know what was found, but I'm sure some people do. Shay Watson says, I'm still out of Facebook. Yeah, many people were logged out and can't remember their passwords. But Digital, welcome in, Digital. There he is. There's Digital. Just woke up, heard a couple years ago that Kurt's father had a trailer parked somewhere near there. Anybody else heard that? Rumor. Yeah, it's all the rumors. The rumor that I heard that's actually concerning to me was that Garrett was living in the woods in a handmade shack out there, and sometimes Ashley would stay with him out there. I mean, that's a fucking rumor for you, because that's exactly the shack I think these girls were killed in. But, you know, it's a rumor. Does anyone know for sure that Garrett Kurtz was living out in the woods along Deer Creek at that time? It's a rumor, but I'm not going to, you know, I don't come on and repeat it obsessively. It's just a rumor that could be true or could not. Jojo says, I didn't realize there were social media blackouts. Yeah, we're in a state of undeclared war, proxy war with Russia.
I was at work, so my
Diamond
phone
Eyes.
works all right all day.
All right, Diamond Eye says, yay, Digital woke up. And True Crime Skeptic says either war or AI has gained sentience. Yeah, or they're hacking. It's, you know, we have information warfare. It's called, today was also Super Tuesday. So isn't it convenient that on Super Tuesday, a large portion of social media goes out? It could be that. It could be an inside job. I mean, what do we know? Part of it. Okay. All right, guys. Well, listen, I think we're about, I'm about done. I got to go. You want any last comments or anything you want to close out with?
Sure, yeah. I just wanted first of all, just thank everybody. And thank you, Prof. And of course, thank Joe for making time to come over here and talk about this, you know, our second session, and share his thoughts with us. I want to thank everybody on the chat. I want to thank Rachel D, and just let everybody know that we will be doing more stuff out here in the area, and we will let you guys know and keep doing these updates with you, Prof. And hopefully all you guys, anybody out there, support Joe on his endeavor to run for state senate of Indiana.
Yes, and guys, I know she's going to kill me, but I want to give a special shout out to Rochelle D. Rochelle has she's going to kill me for saying it, but Rochelle has bought lunch a couple of occasions for Noe and Jay as they go out to the trails and do their work with the spirit box. So I just want to say that Rochelle is she's just taking care of Noe and Jay on their expeditions, and I just think that's so lovely and warm, and I'm very proud that my channel can serve as a venue for people to be kind to my friends and to people who are doing things that I support. And so by buying Noe and Jay lunches when they are out, you're making it easier on them, more comfortable for them, and you're making it you're doing a kindness. I feel you're doing a personal kindness to me because you're treating my friends very well and letting them nourish their bodies and relax after they go do a hard session, and that's why we work so hard for you guys to put together these videos, because I know the criticism we'll receive that, hey, it's just paranormal, wacky stuff, and I don't care about that. I think that it's interesting to do, it's worth doing, and it can only add to our overall body of knowledge. It's not going to hurt anybody, and so whether you like the spirit box stuff or not, we're going to continue to do it, and if you don't like it, you don't have to partake in it. And if you do like it, we're going to continue to do it for you, because we're doing it for people who enjoy it, and because I enjoy it, and I know Noe and Jay enjoys it, and so so that is why we do it. And I just wanted to personally thank Rochelle, and I also want to thank our contributors to the super chats like Shay Watson and Radar and Rochelle and a new viewer, Tara, and anyone who's ever contributed to the channel. I want to thank you for doing that too, because it's helpful for us in producing this for you. Let's see. And I just want to say before we get out of here, yeah, here is Noe's channel, okay, at Venue 3. That's actually a bad version. Let me just give you this. It's like this, okay. If you're new to watching, look for YouTube for this channel, at Venue 3. Okay, it's going to look like this, and that's Noe's channel. And Rochelle says, I'd vote for Jay if I could. I wish I could vote for Jay. Okay.
Oh, just spread the word, talk about it. If you have friends in Indiana, mention it, Oh, I guess Joe didn't get a chance to say, but he has started a YouTube channel. And as soon as I get more information about it, I'll share it with you, Prof, and we can talk about it. Share this channel.
Jojo says, thanks, Prof, Joe, Noe, and chat. Good night. Everyone enjoy the rest of your evening. Well, thanks, Jojo. Shay says, Spirit Box is a real new thing for me. I need to learn more about it. Okay. And Jojo says, it's so kind, Rochelle. Didn't someone post recently a pic of an old camper trailer parked around there? Yeah. I'm not spreading rumors, Digital, but there's some stuff about campers, okay? And even to this very day, there's a camper parked right there at the Mears barn.
At the Mears, yeah.
Diamond Eye says, this was really a riveting time, scary, suspenseful, explorative, and of course, pleasant, with keeping our minds open. That's all I'm saying. Keep your minds open, enjoy it. It's fun. Mindshock has a video on the Delphi tunnels. Yeah, there's blah, 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 blah about tunnels. They work hard and deserve it. You're also very welcome. Oh, that's what she's saying, Noe. You work hard.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Rochelle. Radar says it is interesting. And hey, Mac's in the house. What's up, Mac? Good to see you back. All right. All right. Marcel says, love you, Noe.
Yeah.
All right. Amy says, we appreciate you, Noe, and Joe, and all our friends who support the creators featured here, and the Prof. All right, great. Thank you, Amy. We love you too.
Thank you so much, Amy.
All right, let's see. Fur Baby Daddy, welcome in. Hey, you've been hiding out in the lurker crew. I haven't said much because my doctor has me on hydrocodone for a few days. Oh yeah, you're lurking and tripping. I looked in your store and I didn't see the mug. Oh, well, look, there's two different stores now. There's the artwork store for the artwork to hang on your walls, And then the other shop has all the merch, like the hoodies and the mugs and stuff. But Fur Baby Daddy, if you shoot me an email, I'll help you find the exact mug you're looking for. Okay, because we got several mugs. So just email me and I'll try to help guide you. All right. Our pictures on Ashley, Garth, old Facebook occurring, Garrett living out in the woods. Yeah, that's what I mean. Garrett was living out in the woods by Deer Creek. It's just a question of exactly where and exactly when, and was Ashley there staying with him some nights? There are texts. You're talking to text. Yeah, speech to text. It sucks. I know. Me and Noe. Well, Noe struggles with it because of his accent. You know,
Yeah,
I do too.
it's horrible.
I do
guys.
because I just can never speak in a flowing sentence.
That's why my posts and messages are always edited.
Yeah, yeah. I hate every time I do the speech to text. It totally messes it up, and it takes me 5 times. So I might as well just text.
I know. So frustrating.
Mac says, "Great live, Prof. Thanks to you and your guests." Hey, thank you, Mac. Thanks for being here. But next time, join early so we can party all night. Okay, Fur Baby Daddy says, "Thanks." Yeah. Hey, Fur Baby Daddy, thanks for asking, first of all. But if you email me, I'll set you all straight. Okay, if I run into Garrett, he's going to be paintballed. Hey, Garrett might have snitched. You got to give Garrett some credit. We don't know if he snitched or not. Hopefully he did. Okay, hopefully Garrett talked. I'll say it the nice way. Let's see. Hi, Diamond. Meant to say also remembered hearing something about the Mirror's bathroom.
Mirror's bathroom. Ooh.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't hear anything about the Mirror's bathroom, I don't think.
I haven't either.
All right, guys. So round of applause for my awesome chat and my awesome guests. Thanks for watching, and please hit the like on the way out, and we'll have some more riveting shows for you, hopefully. We got some things coming up, and I know that Noe and Jay, they're hitting the ground. They're going boots on the ground again, so it won't be too long till we hear back from Noe and Jay with some more of their research and findings. And thank you, Noe. By the way, thanks, Noe, for coming in and helping out and having Jay come over. And just thanks for all your help in helping us do this.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Prof. Good night. And Rachel D., we love you. Jay and I love you. Thank you so much for your kindness. And everybody else, you know, Freckle Joy, Carol, Precaucent, the Pitbull Man, and Diamond Eyes, all you guys who always join our lives and Prof's, you know, streams. Thank you so much. Good night.
Yeah,
Peace
we
out.
have the best chat in the world. We really do. I mean, Noe goes all around all the chats, and so do I. I go lurk. And one thing I'm sure of is my chat, our chat here on the Prof is the best chat. And I'm just really thankful to everyone for participating in the chat. It means the world to me that you guys come spend time with me every time I get on. So thank you. Good night, Frenchie says good night. Good night, Frenchie.
Frenchie. Good night, Frenchie.
Good night, Diamond Eyes. Good night, Mac. Good night, Rochelle. Good night, Amy. Good night, Precascent. Good night, Fur Baby Daddy. Freckle Joy. Good night, Marcel. Good night, Digital. Good night, Mac. Good night, Carol. Good night, Amy. Good night, JoJo. Good night, Shay Watson. Good night, True Crime Skeptic. Good night, Digital. Shoot, I can't even remember. Pit Bulls was here. Blessings galore. JoJo and Radar and everyone who's been here. Thank you so much and good night to you. I'm going to shut it down now and let the chat run for 5 minutes so you guys can say good night. And once again, from Noe and I, peace and love and good night to you all. We'll see you soon.
Good night.
Good night.